Hello, friends. We are getting closer to Christmas, and I have done an ugly Christmas sweater video before. This one, I decided to just research Christmas sweaters. And these are sweaters that sell for hundreds up to over $1,000 for a single sweater. So there are going to be designs to look out for, there are going to be brands, and hopefully you can educate yourself and find some of these. If they don't sell for this Christmas. Christmas sells year round if you don't already know that. So let's go ahead and take a look at the top 20 selling Christmas sweaters. In my opinion, because I don't want to show you a bunch of all one name, and I will tell you the top is dominated by one name, but I'm going to show you 20 different ones to keep an eye out for. All right, we are starting off with this vintage traditional hunting. This is a hand knit cardigan sweater. It does say horse and dog. I like to put equestrian on there. So this one sold for a best offer on $242. If you're not paying attention to sweaters, definitely do so, especially equestrian stuff. You can see the horse buttons there. Look at how awesome those are. So this one is not branded and sold for over $200. Or, oh, it is branded. It's Traditional Trading Company, which is interesting. It says it's hand knitted. Maybe it is. I don't know. That kind of caught me off guard a little bit. So tag says it's hand knitted and it is size small and still sold for over $200. Another branded hand knit sweater. This one is not necessarily Christmas. It came up when I searched Christmas, but this would be perfect for an ugly Christmas sweater party. This is an Eagle's Eye Campbell's Chicken Soup hand knit sweater, size medium, sold for a best offer on $245. This definitely would have caught my eye. So here you can see that it is a size small, the Eagle's Eye. It says it's knit in China here. So you know, it doesn't necessarily matter where they're made if they have an amazing pattern like this one. Next is Tipsy Elves. So remember this brand. This is a Let's Play Cow Chop holiday sweater, extra large, new with tags. It does say rare rooster teeth, $249. They accepted a best offer. And here you can see the Tipsy Elves tag and RT Lifestyle. There's that tag. And amazing sale. Best offer on $249. I don't see a retail price on this tag, but this is another one made in China. So definitely remember the name Tipsy Elves. When I did the last Christmas sweater video, I think it was about 2 years ago, this sweater and several like it were in there. So this is a ugly Christmas Microsoft Windows clippy sweater. It does say Christmas and Halloween. Sold for $275. No best offer on this one. There is that Microsoft tag, again made in China, XXL from 2022. So not even vintage. And this one's still sold for $275. Next is an H. Moser and Cy 2022. So these are newer sweaters. It does say very rare. Sold for a best offer on $285. I am not familiar with Moser. There is that Mary Moser tag, again, made in China. And it says very rare on it. So it's not necessarily that it's a very rare sweater, but the back of it says very rare, and it sold for a best offer on $285. This is another one that I would have put ugly in the title. This is a Design Options, medium or large, Grinch green Christmas tree sweater cardigan with ornaments, $299. And I don't think this is an attractive sweater. There is the Design Options by Philip and Jane Gordon. It is a size large. And I wonder if it runs small because the tag said large, but perhaps the seller felt it ran small and that's why they put medium in the title. We have a Playboy Christmas sweater. This one sold for $300 and they really only have one picture of the sweater and then a picture of Holly from Girls Next Door wearing it. But watch for Playboy stuff. I have sold quite a bit of Playboy items for very good money. Next, this is a Phoebe Bridges Punisher sweater, and this one sold for $309. So it was one of 1,000. So this one's definitely going to be a hard one to find. And here you can see the end is near, and there is that tag. I am assuming that is Phoebe Bridgers, which I am not familiar with, but definitely remember that marking. And I don't see where it's marked that it's one of 1,000 either. So you would have to do some research to learn that. Next is a gorgeous Norway men's embroidered sweater. In my What Sold video on Wednesday, I had a Norway sweater that took 2 years to sell. So again, with all of these prices, we don't know how long these took to sell, if they sold fast or if they took years. So this one sold for $300, and it is a beautiful quarter zip sweater. And it is new with the tags. I don't think they put new in the tag in the title. There is that Dale of Norway tag, and it does say Norwegian quality. It is a size XXL, which I also didn't see in the title, just of note. And this one is 100% new wool. I definitely pay attention and look for wool as well as cashmere sweaters, and this was an excellent sale at $300. This one makes me want to say, pay attention to sweaters that look different. So this is a Curse of Bridge Hollow ugly Christmas sweater, size small, adult, sold for $399. Incredible. And if they look different, pay attention to them. There is the size small, and I don't see a maker's tag on these. So I wouldn't have known this was the Curse of Bridge Hollow, but hopefully Google Lens would have told me that. Next up is a name I was not familiar with, and that is Barrick Marta. This is a 1991 smaller medium Santa up on the rooftop. It does say rare. It sold for a best offer on $425. So this is actually the back of the sweater. So they're showing that whole pattern interrupted. The front, you can see the buttons, and I would have done the same thing because the back of it is a little more impressive. So here you can see this one is in excellent condition. Barrick Marta is not a name that I was familiar with, but definitely one that you want to remember and keep an eye out for. And it looks like they used all of their photos on this one. There is that 1991. It is Barrick Marta, New York, and it does say it's knitted by hand with 2 needles. And this one's 100% Pima cotton, and an excellent, excellent sale, best offer on $425. This is the Grinch sweater, Kith for the Grinch Christmas Fair Isle Lewis crew neck sweater, size small. It is new, and it sold for $449. Look at I love the Grinch that's all around the bottom there. It does say Kith there. And there you see Grinch and Kith as well. So that is the brand, and very, very easy to identify. This sweater just looks so soft. I had to put it on here. I guess it could be a Christmas sweater, but I think it's more of a year-round sweater. This is a vintage 80s wool mohair ballerina sweater. They did put jumper, prairie, cottagecore. Those are some good keywords there. This one sold for $499. And super cute. It just looks so soft. I love finding wool and mohair sweaters. Definitely keep your eye out for them. I'm not seeing a tag on this one, so I'm not sure how the seller identified the fabric content. So friends, this is the name that fills up the top of the sweater cells, and that is Ralph Lauren. This is a vintage large wool reindeer shawl collar hand knit, sold for a best offer on $559. There were so many Ralph Lauren, and here you can see hand knit, 94% wool. So many that sold for well over the 500 point. And you can see they're showing with that screwdriver there. Beautiful, beautiful sweater. And Ralph Lauren is definitely one that you need to keep an eye out for. So this one is kind of cool. This one in the description says it was bought from a storage locker. This is a Kanye West and Kim Kardashian 2018 Christmas party sweater that was only for friends and family. So somebody had a really good find in a storage locker. And this one sold for a best offer on $680. Let me know in the comments if you do storage lockers. I've not done them because I'm scared I won't be able to move through the inventory and process it fast enough. So here you can see Christmas Eve party, December 24th, 2018. And really, really kind of a basic customized sweater. But because it was from Kanye West and Kim Kardashian, it sold for $680. And I'm not sure how you would really get a price on this one, because this has got to be a very, very rare item. This is another Ralph Lauren. I love this. If I had unlimited discretionary income, I would buy this thing. So this is a Ralph Lauren hand knit 100% lamb's wool cardigan button up, size medium, sold for best offer on $695. This is a beautiful, beautiful sweater. I absolutely love it. But I don't have unlimited discretionary income, so I will not be buying a $700 sweater this year, maybe next year. I like that it has a hood too. Very, very pretty sweater. And this one is a green label, Ralph Lauren, and it says exclusively hand knit for Ralph Lauren. It was made in China. And this one was an excellent sale, best offer on $695. We are going to bump up a little bit here in price. This is a vintage Michael Simon Disney Mickey Minnie Pluto Christmas sweater, and it sold for $950. Michael Simon was also all up in the top selling sweaters, so remember this name. There is a tag, Michael Simon for Disney, size medium. The majority of these sweaters have been made in China, so they are pointing out there's a red bead missing. There is Goofy and Pluto, Mickey and Minnie and Donald. Everybody's here. This is a really, really neat sweater. There were quite a few of these out there in the top selling. So keep your eye out for Michael Simon in conjunction with Disney. Next is a name I hope you know. If you do not, definitely learn it. This is an authentic Loro Piana Girocolo holiday Noel sweater. So retail was $2,500. They accepted a best offer on $1,200. Loro Piano comes up a lot when I do high dollar scarf videos. There is that tag. And excellent, excellent sale, $1,200. This is still in the original bag. You see the made in Italy. I actually have come across Loro Piano one time in the thrift store. Let me know in the comments if you ever have. The number one selling is another Michael Simon Disney. This is a different one than the one we just saw. This one's a size small. So this one was an auction, and it actually had bids, and then somebody bought it for buy it now. So they started the auction at $799, but they had a buy it now of $1,295. It got up to $1,130 in bids, and then somebody bought it, is what happened with this one. So gorgeous sweater. Again, remember Michael Simon, especially Michael Simon with Disney. There you can see that tag again. This one, the back is actually plain on, which is surprising, and it still sold for almost $1,300. So you can see, again, the Michael Simon. This is from 1996. It is made in China, and it was an auction, but somebody ended it using the buy it now feature. That was everything. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned some patterns, some makers, things to watch out for with Christmas sweaters. And they will sell year round. They're obviously going to sell better right now because people are going to Christmas parties, but they will still sell. I really, really appreciate you watching. I hope you have had a wonderful, wonderful weekend. I look forward to seeing you on the next one.